morning, folks. Thanks for joining me. By the time you see this, it'll be several weeks since I've posted a video, and yeah, it's just a succession of things at home, and just not really been able to get out. But I'm over in Spain again, and as you can see by the summery clothes, but I'm out for a walk in the Sierra Nevada, starting at Puerta de Ragua alpinismo skiing station. Not much snow up on the very highest peaks, but not much elsewhere as yet at the beginning of November. And we're about 2,000 meters above sea level, and I'm just setting out on a walk. I really haven't got the best of cold weather equipment over in Spain, so I've just put everything on that I've got, and I'm heading up. There's 3 mountains up here. Now I really don't know what I'm going to reach, so you might be able to tell from the title I've put on the video. It might just say a short stroll in the Sierra Nevadas, because it's absolutely freezing. 4 degrees centigrade or Celsius I measured in the car, but there's a strong wind chill. If some of this cloud burns off, it might get a little bit warmer, but it's a little bit dangerous because the wind is very high. Not as high as yesterday. Yesterday it was 160 kilometers per hour. Today it's a little bit less, but it's still going to be a bit dodgy along some of the ridges. So let's see where we get to. The first peak on the possible route is I think it's called Morron del Hornillo. It's around about 2,300 feet above sea level, and then beyond that, along a ridge sort of down and back up, is San Juanero, and then finally the curiously named Mediodia, which I think translates to midday. So how that got its name, I'm not sure, but as I say, I'm just going to have to see how far it feels safe to go with the wind and the temperature. But why not stick with me and see what we find along the way. Things for sure, wherever I get to, lovely and peaceful up here. Just me, a few red starts. Thought I heard some crossbills before, but yeah, very quiet and tranquil. And the sun's breaking through the cloud already. Who knows, I might actually have to start taking some layers off. Well, just about to clear the tree line here after a short climb up, around about 1 kilometre, maybe a bit more, just possibly, well, 1.5, maybe a mile or so. And just about to clear the tree line, so I suspect I'm going to find out just how windy it is and just what the wind chill's like. So if you can't hear me from here on in, apologies. I'll do my best with the sound. If not, I'll put some music on. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Right down there. Don't know whether you can see it. That's the alpinismo centre that we climbed up from. The trail isn't that easy to follow, it's not that well marked, so I always seem to be either slightly to the right of it or to the left of it. Just need to rise up a little bit here. I think I'm probably on a goat track or something at the minute. But I'm just climbing up towards the ridge and then sort of like head left, and we should be back on track. Wind chill's not too bad so far. Let's see what we get when we get right up onto the ridge. Oh, there we have it. Morron del Hornillo, 2,377 metres above sea level. Just taking a bit of shelter from the wind. It's absolutely, brisk is the word, I think. That way you've got Giulio, which we climbed not so long ago. I'll put a link to the video at the end of this one if you want to have a look at that. And that way, in cloud at the moment, is San Juanero. Yeah, it looks a little bit dicey along that ridge, but yeah, I think I'll have a rest here and give it a go. I reckon that'll probably be it for today, though. I'm going to get to the top of there, and then I'm going to save Mediodia for another Mediodia when it's not so windy. See, right out over the Mediterranean down that way, down over the town of Ejido. So far the trails haven't been easy to follow, as I mentioned earlier, so good GPS is a good idea. Or I've never really found any decent maps for this area. I've got some ones on really crappy paper, not very well detailed, so yeah, good GPS is probably the best bet. Right, a few photos and then I'm on my way again, onwards and upwards. Majestic or what? What a place. You can see snow up on the top here, just a slight dusting. Had a bit of rain yesterday and I think that would have fallen as snow. Don't know whether you can hear me at all. Rest, some comparative around a rock here. Wow, that wind is strong. It's not the strongest wind I've ever walked in. It's right up there with the strongest. Can't hold the GoPro still. Strongest just down in the pass there between Mediodia and San Juanero. I very nearly turned back because it was that strong, but you're not on a really dangerous ridge, so it's not bad. I just kept plugging away. Now, that isn't a false summit behind me. I'm not too far from the top, and you can see just a dusting of snow on the northern side. Welcome rest. Last push on, and then turning round and heading back. As I said, Mediodia can wait for another day. What a place. Yes, San Juanero, 2,609 metres above sea level. What a view. You can see over to Mediodia over there, but nope, not today. That last bit was tough. It's absolutely freezing up here, as you can probably see. It's not snow that I could see before. It's droplets of water that have condensed on the grasses and plants and then frozen. So it's just like a frost over everything. Hoar frost. Boy. Just record another quick clip here. Top of San Juanero. 2,609 metres. The GoPro's playing up, it's too cold for it. So it locked up a couple of times. Just put a new battery in. So anyway, I made it. Not going up Mediodia. I'm just going to just add a glug of water. I'm going to head straight back down because it's too cold up here to be hanging about. Right. Onwards and downwards. Morron del Hornillo now, down the other side. I'm glad about. It's tough on the way down with the wind behind me. It's really trying to push you forward, and yeah, not very pleasant. Also, the cold starting to find the limits of the gear that I've got with me. These gloves are definitely not good enough for this wind chill. So yeah, once I'm over the other side, hopefully a bit of a respite. tree line now, about a mile from the car or so. And what a lovely morning that was. Hope you've enjoyed watching half as much as I have walking. Quite tough, right at the limits of the gear that I've got with me. I don't know how much you could hear up there, but we'll see when I get the footage back. Yeah, it's nice to be back down out of that wind. The whole route's only about 10 kilometres, 6 miles. It's a straight out and back route. And yeah, it's been wonderful. First for me, that's San Juanero, and the Morron del Hornillo, of course, is a new one for me as well. I've not really been up this side. I've only been up the sort of Julio side before, but yeah, it's been very enjoyable. I'm gonna get in the car, warm up, have a sandwich, and head back down to the house and see what Maria's up to, and get a pot of coffee on, I think, to warm up. But anyway, thanks again for watching. If you've enjoyed it, if you don't mind giving it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, why not hit the subscribe button so you get informed of new videos when they come up. But either way, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you very soon on another video. Cheers then, bye bye.